Hey, welcome back, everyone, and welcome back to Devon Brock. Devon, thanks for joining me so much.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me, bud.
How you been?
I've been good. Mind if I smoke?
Oh, not in the least.
I've
Not in the
I've been
least.
good. Playing the game,
Good,
you
good.
know, sending crap out, getting rejections back.
Well, a little bird told me you've had some success as well. So please shout out to all the folks listening to all the journals out there. Tell us about where you had some pieces picked
Uh,
up.
the most recent is South Florida Poetry Journal, and it was a poem called Steam. And actually, you helped me with that because I had written an initial draft, and you said, "You son of a bitch, you're up against Seamus Haney." Oh, fuck.
So what'd
And
you do?
so I rewrote the poem.
How did
I
that fix the problem that you were up against Seamus Haney?
Um, it gave the poem guidance. Reading Seamus Haney wrote a poem about it's called The Old Pressing Iron, which you were kind enough to show lead me to. And it's about his mother ironing. And I was also writing about my mother ironing, but his was a celebration, while mine was not so much a celebration, but it gave me the structural qualities I needed to pull it forward. And it was accepted on the first time out, which is highly
Did,
unusual.
did you tip the cap to Seamus in the poem?
I did not. I
Wow.
should have.
Okay. Well,
That's a
um,
ballsy move.
so well, ballsy. Ball. First of all, balls. All the balls to you for sending it out, and that's a great journal, a fantastic journal, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
there's
look
some good
forward
stuff
to
in there.
if you really want to thank the channel, and your heart is really in it, Devon, you should send a copy over, and I'll hold it up on the screen. So
If I ever get a copy, I don't think they're sending them out.
no, 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 they'll send you a copy, Devon. They're
I hope
you
so.
you're gonna get a copy for sure. Well,
It's online. However, if you go to South Florida Poetry Journal.org, or is it .com? One of the two.
South
South
Florida,
Florida
yeah.
Poetry Journal.
It
Uh,
has a weird thing. It's like so flow mo so or something.
yeah,
It's cool.
So Flow Pojo.
Yeah, there you go.
So Flow Pojo. And there's a really, because it was on my old computer and they wanted me to do a recording,
Oh,
a reading
nice,
of it. And the audio is so bad, but
nice.
there's an audio version as well. Um, that's the most recent. I'll keep you in tune if anything else comes about.
Didn't
How
you
about
have
you?
a William and Mary poem taken?
Yes, I did have a William and Mary poem taken, called Olive Green. It is the shortest poem in the entire volume. I think it's 10 lines. It's a bunch of white paper with some, with a
D-
very short poem.
Hey, I'm always telling people on the channel, if you can keep it short, you might increase your chances of success because they can slip it in there. So you got that physical, you have the journal.
They sent me 5 copies. Email me your address. I'm going to send you a copy.
Okay, will do. But if you happen to you want to hold that up for people, I don't know. Do you have it in nearby where it's on a
It's
shelf?
not handy.
All right,
I would have to
all right.
dismantle this entire setup.
Oh, right on, right on. So we'll get you next time, Devon. But
Yeah.
congrats on those two pieces. That's
Thank
fantastic
you.
work. Fantastic work. Um, okay, well, we're gonna have some fun and games, folks.
Yes.
And we're gonna make me work too. So that's good. Um, so whoopsies. Sorry. That was a reveal before there's supposed to be a reveal. So we're gonna play a little Mad Libs here with you folks. And if you're at home, you can play along with us. Please do. So here's the goal. Devon found a poem he liked, and instead of telling me about it, he carved it up a little bit and basically cut holes in it and asked me to fill it in. So You know, Devon, what we have here, I will verb me prep onto the noun, onto the adjective, adjective, noun of my noun, and the noun shall be adjective of my noun, and now will be adjective of the adjective, and the adjective noun of the noun. Now I'll verb me preposition onto the noun, onto the adjective, adjective noun, and I will verb me a noun, preposition, the adjective noun of noun, and noun. So it's a very emphatic thing. That what struck me. It seemed very emphatic language. I mean, a sort of repetition. I mean, this is clearly someone who is in a very determined,
Yes.
and they're putting out into the world. So this is not a poem of retreat. This is definitely a dramatic, you know, taking the stage, making a declaration. You know, we're going to put it all out there. So actually, I thought this is not that much Devon Brock style exactly. Not to say you're strictly a poet of kind of small and internal feeling. You have outpourings, but this is so bold. This is definitely different from you. So I was intrigued.
Yeah,
And,
the original that you're filling in is kind of what drove me to want to write poetry to start with. It said, fucking do something, dude.
well, I'm going to butcher it. So I didn't know that. Okay. So I can't, you know, I just spent a few minutes messing around here, ladies and gentlemen. Devon, you read mine, I'll read yours. So go ahead, give it a read.
All right. Reach the night, Maxim. I will lift me up onto the sky, onto the shimmering black gown of my sky. Oh, can you slide that back over? I can't see it all. Yeah, you need to slide that to the right. I can't see it.
Does that help you or not?
No, it just everything slipped to the left.
I can adjust the window size.
There we go.
Will that
Thank
help
you.
you? All right.
Thank you.
Yep.
I just took delivery of a glass of wine. Thank you so much. Cheers, OC. All right. Reach the night by Maxim. I will lift me up onto the sky, onto the shimmering black gown of my sky, and the night shall be total upon my lips. And I will be blind of the wind and blink through the hollows of the earth. I will raise me up to the sky, unto the dying, gasping stars, and I will fix me a thought before the first protest of the doves at dawn. Protest of doves. That is a very nice. That is a very nice turn. I like that.
Well, you know, go big or go home with this structure is kind of what I figured, and I wanted
Yes.
to implement a little diminuendo at the end, but you know, I don't know, dying, gasping of stars, yikes, would fit in on a top upvoted poem on the OC. I'll tell you that. But
But I will fix me a thought before the first protest of doves at dawn. That is bold. Bold. I like it.
this is a bold setup on that. This is a you know, if this were a chessboard, I mean, this is definitely an aggressive Roy Lopez type game. So
Nice work.
yeah, okay.
Nice work.
Well, you got to play the template, right? So
Yeah, absolutely.
okay. So here's the original Ezra Pound. Devon, give us a read of the great, the immortal Ezra Pound.
All right. The hills whence, Ezra Pound. I will get me up onto the hills, onto the great bare mountains of my birth, and the wind shall be keen upon my lips, and I will be free of the damp and twining mist of the lowland. I will get me up onto the hills, onto the great bare mountains, and I will stand me a shadow against the blue metal of the sky. Now look at that shift. Look at that shift, and I will stand me a shadow. You got a perspective change. It's no longer him on the top of the hill. It is you looking up at him, the reader looking up at him. He can go no further than the blue metal, but he went there, and all he is at that point is a shadow. With that shift in perspective, you've got this will. I am gonna fucking do this, and then boom, he shifts to a different point of view. I fucking love it.
Yeah, a little Diogenes there. Diogenes, when who was it? One of the Caesars or conquerors is, I guess, had to be Greek, right? So it had to be Alexander the Great is goes and asks Diogenes, hey buddy, what's your philosophy of life? What's your thing? And Diogenes says, um, move move your shadow from my sun.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
So how do you think you compared to the original?
I think I got dunked. I think you're right. I don't really have that shift in perspective that makes this almost haiku-esque
Yes.
in its intensity, which is Ezra Pound was an admirer of concentrated imagery. And
Mhm.
I expend a lot of energy, a lot of imagery, but I don't think it achieves the same um, you know, a twining mist. I don't know. I mean, I can't. You give me 1,000 years. I'm not going to come up with that kind of. I mean, it's an unfair battle. Okay, come on.
It's all right.
I do have lips, so
You got lips.
I got lips. So put the lips in there. I don't know. Okay. On we go to Devon Brock's effort will be with this template, which I'll give us a quick read through. One by one, they verb in the darkness, a few noun plural, and a few with historical names. How adjective they start to verb, but before they fade, they verb, adverb, embodied, all the past gerund verb, them like a noun of chaos. They were men who, I thought, lived, adverb, to renew the wasteful noun they spent with each adjective noun. They remind me, adjective now. True, they are not at noun yet, but now they are indeed apart. For past tense from failures, they withdraw to a noun, and verb with disinterested adjective energy, like the noun. So, yeah, I didn't take everything out of this structure, so I think you left less of Ezra Pound's poem than I left of this poem, but I felt this was a longer poem.
Mhm.
So we'll see how this experiment works.
Let's do it.
Oh, prideful men. One by one, they limp in the darkness, a few wounded and a few with historical names. How body they start to shake. But before they fade, they crust boldly embodied, all the past hardening them like a cast of shadows. There were men
Chaos.
cast, yeah,
Chaos.
like a,
Cat.
a cast of chaos. Sorry. They were men who, I thought, lived proudly to renew the wasteful chest they emptied with each illusioned day. They remind me, O ponderous now. True, I like that, O ponderous now. Clever,
Thank
clever.
you, my friend.
Yeah, bend the bars of the constraints. Yeah, I like it. True, they are not at peace yet, but now they are indeed apart. Now that they are indeed apart, pleasured from failures, they withdraw to an hour and disperse with disinterested, infinite energy, like the stars.
We both got stars.
Yeah, yeah. So
it's such
yeah, go ahead.
it's such an interesting exercise because it makes you read what's available and construct something within a given frame. It's almost like writing a sonnet. This is the structure you have to work with. So you have to read it. You have to understand its bones and how things are working together. I don't know if this is any good, but well, I don't want to see the original. I'll have to fade away.
It's not fair. It's not
It's
fair.
not.
I mean,
It's
this
not
isn't
fair.
so I mean, I think what you're saying, Devon, is this exercise can help us understand how much the structure of a poem shapes and makes its meaning inevitable. And I think
Yes.
apprentice poets and people who are learning sometimes don't understand how the die is cast as soon as you start to make that structure in the first few lines, the shape of your poem is going to be very, very difficult. And the difference between a good poem and a great poem often has to do with its structure, not with word choice per se. So I think you're working within this successful structure of this poem, and you certainly have these moments. The O Ponderous Now is by far and away my favorite. You do this interesting thing in the here, how body they start to shake, but before they fade, they crust boldly embodied. You see this embodied and body.
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, that's really interesting. I mean, the bodiness, of course, is this kind of, yeah, I think a reference that kind of, low sexual nature, right? I mean, is that
Yeah, as I was going through it, I'm just like, okay, so you got these failed people descending into the darkness.
Yeah, it feels like Civil War to me.
Yeah. And I just thought that, they're how to how body they start to shake. It's like I don't know. It's just like celebrating their failures, I guess.
Yeah. Okay.
Big party.
Yeah. There's a little Bob Dylan, with the and failure is no success at all. That.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Bob Dylan. I was 50 music. Amazing.
So yeah, there is some Bob Dylan, and this I think that the weird imagery that is effectively weird, is Dylan-esque. All right. So we'll look at the Tom Gunn original here, My Sad Captains. A poem I point to people to. I mean, this is silly, Devon. I mean, this is you're working within this highly kind of ordered poem, but now we can see its order. So you did a great service. One by one, they appear in the darkness. A few friends and a few with historical names. How late they start to shine, but before they fade, they stand perfectly embodied. All the past lapping them like a cloak of chaos. I have trouble with the chaos there. They were men who, I thought, lived only to renew the wasteful force they spent with each hot convulsion.
Oh, yeah.
They remind me, je savais. They remind me, distant now. True, they are not at rest yet. But now that they are indeed apart, winnowed from failures, they withdraw into an orbit and turn with disinterested hard energy like the stars. You got the stars. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's so inevitable, right? I mean, it's just so it has to be. It just has to be.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
What a great exercise. That was so much fun.
Yeah.
I'd encourage any OCP people to just do it amongst themselves because it's a blast.
Yeah, grab a poem you like and poke a lot of holes in it and see what happens when you fill it back in. I think it's a really, really interesting exercise to show how preordained these poems are. What's the difference between a good poem and a great poem? There's not that many ways to write a great poem. There's many ways to write a good poem.
And there's even more ways to write a bad poem.
Oh yeah. Yeah. All right, my friend. I think that's a pretty good episode for folks. Thank you for your time, Devon. And good luck. Keep firing away on those submissions, and let's have fun storming the castle.
There you go.
All right.
Siege, lay siege.